Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the equipment that I use and a little bit about investigations. I think it's pretty good stuff to know. And there's several different kinds of investigations that you can go on. You might have a commercial investigation. It might be residential. It might be um, an investigation in your home. A home setting where you might do some prayer and meditation. It'd be like a seance setting. And it's good to know what to use, when to use. It's just as important to experiment and try different things in different places. But I pulled some of my stuff out, and I just wanted to go over some of it and show you guys. Probably one of my most main pieces of equipment would be the Sony recorder. This is the Sony ST25, and I've seen a lot of people use these. The old Sony recorders. I don't know if they use less filters on them, but these you can definitely pick up some good EVP with these. Um, you can set the bit rate, the sample rate on them. A lot of people like to set them at the lowest quality setting possible. I've experimented with setting them at the highest quality. I've gotten EVPs at both settings. It just depends. And this is the ST25. They also have the ST10, which I think is just as good of a recorder. And it just depends on what you're working with. It depends on if spirit wants to speak. They both definitely pick up EVP. And you can see they look identical. The ST25, um, it has an added feature on it. It has a voice up feature. So that's just one more option you have, for playing back. And the only problem I have with these recorders is I have a problem uploading the audio to my computer. I know there's a way around it, probably updating the software, but that's something I'm still trying to figure out. And that's the Sony recorders, and I experiment with a couple different kinds. This one here is the ICD B16, another older Sony recorder, and they all work good, guys. The most important thing is just getting out there and trying, just getting out there and doing it. I like this one too. The Sony. This is the B25. I like this one on the back because you can set it different play speeds, slow, normal, and fast. Really good recorder. It's pretty sleek. You can put it in your pocket. This one's really good for burst sessions. If you're going to be asking questions and stopping, listening back, asking questions, stopping, listening back, because you can actually fast forward through things that you don't need to hear. You can slow it down. You're gonna hear different things at different speeds, and that's another thing to think about when you're playing with the sample rate or the bit rate. The lower the quality that you record it at, the more noise that you're gonna hear, and the more noise that you hear, your brain's gonna make words out of that, which you don't want. You want to hear what's really there. Uh, that's why I think it's good to have it set at a higher bit rate a lot of times, so you get a good quality EVP. You might get less, but if it's good, hard evidence, if it's true evidence, then that's what you want. This is another recorder I use a lot. I don't use the Tascam DRO5. I don't use this for burst sessions so much. This recorder I usually will turn on and let it run. And this guy picks up everything. I mean, you can set it, the settings on it, and it's very sensitive. It's a very sensitive recorder. And another reason I like this recorder is it comes with a micro SD, so anything on it is stored right there. And you have all your evidence right there. I think you can pick these up on eBay for brand new for probably $80. And it's really good recorder. Also, if you're starting out, and you're going into an investigation, you've never been there before, it's good to get a baseline reading of the location that you're at. If it's a commercial location or if it's a residential, you want to go around and you want to check the baseline temperature. You want to check the baseline EMF levels of the house. So you're going to use an EMF detector, a K2. They take 9-volt batteries, and you can also use a temperature gun. You know, and that's going to tell you your baselines around whatever location you're at. And if you can, it's good to do your homework on the location that you're investigating. You know, get to know as much as you can about where you're going into. When I go to a location, I like to sit quietly and just listen for a period of time. You know, get to know the sounds of where you're at. Get to know the creaks, maybe the cars driving by, maybe if there's people talking outside. Just get to know the normal sounds and the normal feeling of wherever you're at. That's going to help you during your investigation. It's going to help you debunk certain things. I like to experiment with spirit box a lot. I think a lot of it might be pareidolia, but I've definitely had some sessions, and you can check them on this channel, where it's hard to call it anything but one-on-one communication. Definitely one of my favorite radios is the classic Radio Shack, the 12587. This one I bought, it was already hacked. I've hacked these. I've hacked a couple of them. It's got the nice long aerial on it, and they scan a little bit slower. I think the main problem with this radio is sometimes it'll stop scanning, and you have to hit it again to scan it. I know a lot of people use these radios. They work. They seem to be a favorite for a lot of people. So definitely use those a lot, guys. Here's another one I like to use. This is the 12470. This radio came right before this one. It came out before this one. So I think they figured out how to hack this radio first, and then they learned how to hack this one. So this was a popular radio for spirit communication for a long time. The 12470 has the built-in speaker. The speaker comes in handy. It's nice to have it built in with you. The 12469, which I don't have, it looks identical to this, but it does not have the built-in speaker. This is a good radio, though. It's really noisy, and it scans at a good rate. I like the rate that it scans. And also good to have in your kit are these little plug-in speakers. These come in really handy, because sometimes this just doesn't get loud enough. If you're somewhere where there's some kind of noise going on, it's good to amp up the sound with one of these plug-in speakers. And I think I paid $5 for this off of eBay. They work really good. They take 2 AAA batteries. You just plug them in, just like that. It's good to have. It's fun to learn how to hack the radios too. All radios are different when you hack them. Definitely get to learn your radios if you're planning on hacking spirit boxes. This is the cost box. I really like this radio here. It's small. It fits in your pocket. You don't get, when it scans the stations, you don't get that you don't get that scanning sound, that chopping sound. It's nice and smooth. It's a smooth transition to the channels for FM and AM. It's a really good box. Have had some really good luck with this box. This is probably my favorite little radio that I use. This is the Sangean DT200V. This is another really, it's got a good noise to it. It's kind of a fuzzy sound, but you can definitely hear the communication really clear when it comes through. Sometimes I plug a external speaker into it. A lot of times with this radio, though, I just use the built-in speaker. It works really good. You got to have the PSB7 in your collection. This is the classic. I know there's several different variations of this radio. This happens to be the I think it's the newer one. You can do the magnitude mode on it. It's kind of a cool feature about this one here. And we also got our cassette recorders. Some people feel that spirit can magnetically imprint their voices on the tape. And that's the deal with these. Some people prefer to use these over digital. Also like using the dowsing rods. A lot of times I'll feel the energy change a lot quicker when I'm using something like a pendulum or dowsing rods, and then I'll switch once I feel that connection. Once I feel that energy, I'll switch over to the spirit box, and they kind of work hand in hand with each other. Also use different external speakers. There's just a Walmart Bluetooth speaker, but it works really good when you plug them into your radio. Night vision, when you're recording outside at nighttime, low light settings. A lot of the communication that I've captured throughout the years, it seems to me that the spirits prefer red light or darker light. So if I'm outside or if I'm in a dark building, which it usually is the case, I'll definitely use either red light or infrared IR. And then it's good to have some headlamps in your kit. This light here has got the red light feature on it. This works good. So yeah, guys. Also like to use the bigger radios too. This is definitely one of my favorites. If you check out some of the other videos on this channel, you'll get to see this radio and a few of the videos. Have had some really interesting communication on these. And we got this is the 808. This is the Optimus. Another nice sounding radio. I see these for sale on eBay sometimes. Check out Wagner ITC. If you don't want to spend a bunch of money on a spirit box, definitely, or like a portal or something ridiculous like that, go check out Wagner ITC, and I'm sure he can hook you up. I use this little GoPro a lot. I have it on a tripod right now, but I like the size of that. You know, it's small. It's the Session 5. And yeah, guys, I think your best tool for research is definitely going to be knowledge. So I got a lot of reference books that I read. You know, definitely into a lot of literature, a lot of old literature. Jane Revere Burke is one I've been reading. This book's called Messages on Healing. It's supposed to be channeled material. The Unknown As It Nears, one I'm reading right now. It's really interesting. Raymond Buckland. If you haven't heard of Raymond Buckland, I suggest checking him out. And The Guide to the Supernatural is another one that I've been reading. It's good stuff. But yeah, guys. Well, thanks for checking it out, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you like to use on your investigations. And yeah, you have a good night. We'll see each other soon.